Okay, then probably ethics. I'll just do ethics also. So ethics I scored 136, and I'll just point out few reasons why I might have scored 136, which is one of the highest this year. So one of the reasons is usage of terms. It is not easy to use terms. You have to be thorough with usage of terms. When you're writing something on women's issues in ethics, you have to use the term sensitization. You have to use terms like persuasion. You have to use something like role modeling. You have to use terms like social capital, or something like conformity bias and all such things. So you have to have a list of terms that you can use. So what happens is that in GS you use a particular term, but in ethics you use a completely different term, which is kind of ethically oriented, right? So for instance, in GS you can use terms like influence, but the in ethics paper the counterpart that you can use is persuasion or nudging. So be mindful when you are using the terms in ethics. This is the term you are using in your GS papers, other GS papers, but when you are using the same kind of point in ethics, you are going to use these terms, that is persuasion and nudging. So you have to collect such terms. You can use it, you can take it from topper notes. There are many topper notes that provide you with these terms. So read and revise them properly so that you are going to use them. And apart from that, I think syllabus becomes extremely important in ethics, because whenever I was writing my answers in ethics, I used to link my points to syllabus pointers. So for instance, whenever there was a question asked on probity, something like that, I used to link probity to all the other aspects of syllabus. Something like, how does probity impact transparency? How does probity impact accountability? How does probity impact emotional intelligence? How does probity impact good governance and all such things? These are the service delivery, etc. These are the terms that are mentioned in the syllabus. But when we are writing a question on probity, we tend to forget that these are the terms mentioned in the syllabus and we write random points. But instead, if you link all of your points to syllabus pointers, what happens is that it will be easy for you to generate points. Second is that you will write diverse points and your answers look systematized. And you will reflect the terms, obviously, transparency, accountability, everything is reflected, and the examiner feels that you have covered everything. So that is extremely important for writing theory answers in in ethics. Apart from that, there are case studies. For case studies, I believe what is extremely important is that you use your general studies knowledge in case studies. For instance, when something is asked about consumer fraud or something like that has happened, you just don't write the points you know, but you also have to include your GS knowledge. Like you have to mention something like Consumer Protection Act. You have to mention terms from Consumer Protection Act, all such things. If you use your general studies knowledge like this in your case studies, it becomes more content dense. That is what I feel. If you are writing something on women's, women issues, you are writing laws. Laws have to be enforced. This is not the way you are going to write it. You have to mention specific points from GS, like prevention of sexual harassment at workplace, POSH Act 2013. These are the things that you have to include so that it gives specificity to your answers, and the examiner will also understand that, okay, she's very well integrated the GS knowledge with here. So whenever you are writing case studies, remember that you always use your GS knowledge as much as possible in your case studies, and theory, like I mentioned, these are the two important points. And apart from that, in case studies I stuck to the point. Like people write stakeholders and all such things, but I didn't do that. I just wrote what was asked in the question to save my time also, and also to give more weightage to what has been asked rather than beating around the bush. So not many people do that, but I did that because I had time completion issues with ethics. So I stuck to what has been asked only and didn't include anything extra. Stakeholders, if not asked, I didn't include. Only if they were asked, I had included them. So that is the case with ethics. Yeah.